Hello Algebra Nation, I'm Kiana, and in this video we are going to learn how to use expressions to represent real-world situations. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so Jenny tweets 33 times a day. Antonio posts 5 tweets every day. Let D represent the given number of days. Alright, so we're going to use an algebraic expression to describe Jenny's total posts after any given number of days. So, Jenny posts 33 times a day. And we're going to let D represent any given number of days, right? D is going to be our variable. Now, when we use D, we don't necessarily know how many days go by, so we can't compute it, right? But we can use D as a placeholder for whenever we do know how many days we have. Alright, so this is our algebraic expression to describe Jenny's total post after any given number of days. So if she posts 33 times per day and D represents a given number of days, we should multiply 33 times D to help us find that total post number. And we can also write this as 33D. Alright, so next we want to create an expression to describe Antonio's total post after any given number of days. So Antonio posts 5 tweets per day. And we know that D represents any given number of days. So we're going to do the same thing that we did up here, right? We have 5 tweets per day, so we need to multiply 5 by D to help us get our total post number for any given number of days. Alright, we can also write this as 5 times D, that way. Next, we want to write an algebraic expression to describe the combined total post for Jenny and Antonio after any given number of days. Okay, so we want a combined total, right? So we're going to take Jenny's total post for any given number of days, and then Antonio's total post for any given number of days. And then we're going to add them because it's a combined total. And now we have one algebraic expression to give us the combined total for both of their posts. After 5 days, how many tweets have Antonio and Jenny posted all together? Alright, so D equals 5 here, right? So we're going to take our expression that tells us the combined total for Jenny and Antonio's posts, and then we are going to plug in 5 for D to solve this problem. Okay, so when we plug that in, we get 165 plus 25, and that gives us 190 total posts. Okay, let's practice. Mario and Luigi plan to buy a Nintendo Switch for $299. Nintendo Switch games cost $59.99 each. They plan to purchase one console. Part A. Use an algebraic expression to describe how much they will spend before sales tax based on purchasing the console and the number of games. Alright, so we know that they plan to purchase one console, and a console costs $299. So they plan to purchase one, but they could purchase more, right? We can use a variable of C to represent our number of consoles, even though we know they're probably going to buy one. Alright? So then we want to add the cost of each game, which is $59.99. But do we know how many games they're going to buy? No, we don't, so we need another variable. We can use G to equal the number of games here. So we'll let the price of a game, and then we'll multiply it. And this will give us an algebraic expression to tell us how much we'll spend based on purchasing the console and number of games before sales tax. Part B, if they purchase one console and 3 games, how much will they spend before sales tax? Alright, so C equals 1 and G equals 3. We have $299, and we can plug that in. And then we have, alright, so that becomes $299 plus $179.99 97. And that gives us a total of $478.97. Okay. Mario and Luigi want to purchase some extra controllers for their friends. Each controller costs $29.99. Use an algebraic expression to describe how much they will spend in total before sales tax based on purchasing the console, the number of games, and the extra controllers. Okay, so we already wrote an algebraic expression for the price of the console and the games. So we can take the beginning part of this and write it down here. But now we need to add the cost of the controllers. We know each controller costs $29.99. But do we know how many controllers we're going to buy? No. Now we can't use C for controllers because we already used C for console. So let's use R for the number of controllers. Okay, now we have an algebraic expression for the cost of purchasing a console, number of games, and extra controllers. Part D asks, what will be the total cost before sales tax if Mario and Luigi purchase one console, 3 games, and 2 extra controllers? So C equals 1, G equals 3, and R equals 2. All right, let's go ahead and plug that in. And solve. So we already know what this is because we solved it up here, right? So we can just go ahead and bring down that number. And then we know 30 times 2 is 60. We can subtract 2 cents because we rounded up. And that gives us $59.98, which we can add because we know that that is the cost of the 2 extra controllers. And this gives us a total of $538.95. Okay, we have study edge tip. When defining variables, choose variables that make sense to you, such as H for hours and D for days. All right. Just as we use G for games and C for R for controllers, but C for consoles. All right, so next we have a problem that I want you to try. And then I want you to resume this video with me so that I can help you be as great as you can be. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Micah and Crystal purchased 2 movie tickets. Tickets cost $8.50. Cents each. Drinks cost $3.50 each, and boxes of candy cost $3 each. Use an algebraic expression to describe. How much they spend based on the number of tickets, drinks, and boxes of candy they buy. Identify the parts of the expression by underlining the coefficients, circling the constants, and drawing a box around the variables. All right. So we know that we're purchasing 2 movie tickets, right? And we know that's not going to change because only 2 people are going. The tickets are $8.50 each. We need to multiply that $8.50 times the number of tickets we're going to buy. Then we want to add the price of drinks. But we don't know how many drinks we're going to have, right? So drinks cost $3.50 each, but we don't know how many drinks we're going to buy. So we need a variable. Let's use D for drinks. All right? So we're going to have the price of the drinks, and then we're going to multiply it by the number of drinks, which we don't know. So we're just going to use our variable D. All right? And then we have boxes of candy, which costs $3. Do we know how many boxes of candy we're going to buy? No. So let's use C for the number of boxes of candy. All right, and we can multiply 3 times C to give us the cost of the boxes of candy that we buy. Okay, so now we can just simplify this, right, if we wanted to. Um, that will give us $17 for the ticket total. All right, so we have our algebraic expression here, right? Now we need to underline our coefficients, circle our constants, and draw a box around our variable. So what are our coefficients? Our coefficients are the parts, the numbers in the term right here that is directly affected by the variable, right? So we have that the drinks could change. We could buy 2 drinks, we could buy 3 drinks, and that's going to affect our cost, right? Our total cost. This is the cost of one, but if we buy more than one or less than one, which will be determined by D or C, that will affect our cost of the drinks and the candy. All right, so what are our variables, right? We know our variables are D and C because those are the letters that represent any given number of drinks and any given number of the boxes of candy that we buy, right? And our constant is the part of this expression that never changes. So we only buy 2 tickets. We don't buy more than that. We only buy 2, right? So that 17 right there will never change. That is our constant. All right, let's move on to question 3. Try this one on your own as well. If you haven't already, pause the video and then come back and I can help you. All right, we have Ramiro, who brought home 10 pounds of rice to add to the 24 ounces of rice he had in the pantry. Let X represent the amount of rice Ramiro uses over the next few days. Notice that we have 2 different units of measure here, right? 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So let's use that information to convert our ounces to pounds. We have 24 ounces. If we divide 24 by 16, that'll give us that same amount in pounds. Gives us 1.5 pounds. All right, so we already have 1.5 pounds. Part A asks us to write an algebraic expression to describe the amount of rice remaining in Ramiro's pantry. So we already have 1.5 pounds that was there before Ramiro brought home 10 more pounds, right? So we need to add that 10 pounds to our 1.5 pounds that we already had. Now we know that X represents the amount of rice Ramiro uses over the next few days. If Ramiro is using the rice, then he is taking it away, right? And we know he's taking away X amount. So we can also write this as 11.5 minus X. And that is our algebraic expression for part A. Part B, determine if there are any constraints on X. Okay, are there any constraints on X? Can there be a value of X that we can't have? Well, we know we can't take a negative amount of rice, right? So we need X should be greater than 0, right? Now, can we take more than what we have? Can we take more than 11.5 pounds? No, we can't. So X should be greater than 0, but X should be less than 11.5 pounds. So we can write this as an inequality, and it would look a little something like this. Actually, it would look exactly like that. But, all right, up next we have okay, so we have Jose, who is going to the exterior of his home. He's going to have the exterior of his home painted. He will choose between Crystal Clean Painting and Elegance Home Painting. Crystal Clean Painting charges $175 to come out and evaluate the house, plus $7 for every additional 30 minutes of work. Elegance Home Painting charges $23 per hour of work. Let H represent the number of hours for which Jose hires a painter. Which of the following statements are true? Select all that apply. Our first statement says the expression 14H represents the total charge for Crystal Clean Painting. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and write out the expression for Crystal Clean Painting. So they charge $175 to initially come out. So far, we're not looking too good, right? And then plus the $7 for every additional 30 minutes of work, right? So 30 minutes is half an hour. And we know that H represents an entire hour. So we need to multiply 7 by 2, which will give us 14, to determine the pay per hour. So we would pay them $14 per hour. So this is our expression for crystal clean painting. That first statement does not match that, so we can't select that one as a true statement. Second statement, the expression 23H represents the total charge for Elegance Home Painting. Let's see. We have Elegance Home Painting here. Now, it says they charge $23 per hour. We have the price per hour, and then we have H to represent any given number of hours, right? So that is correct. That is the correct expression for crystal clean painting, for Elegance Home Painting's charge. Okay. Okay, next statement. The expression 175 plus 14 times H plus 23H represents the total amount Jose will spend for the painters to paint the exterior of his home. Now, we know that this is the cost of both companies to come and paint the house. Now, why would Jose pay two companies to come paint his house? That costs way too much money. He only needs to pay one company, right? So we wouldn't have a combined total for both companies to come paint the house. So this is wrong. Okay, if Jose hires the painters for 10 hours, then Elegance Home Painting will be cheaper. Let's see. We have to do some math for this one. Okay, we have Elegance Home Painting and Crystal Clean Painting. We know the expression for Elegance Home Painting is 23 times H, and the expression for Elegance Home Painting is 23 times H, and the expression for Crystal Clean Painting is 175 plus 14H. And we're going to plug in 10 for H. All right, so this gives us a total of $230. And this gives us 175 plus 140, $315. So which one is cheaper? Elegance Home Painting. That means that this statement is true. We can select it as one of our answers. Next one says if Jose hires the painters for 20 hours, then Crystal Clean Painting will be cheaper. Well, let's see. We have Elegance Home Painting, Crystal Clean Painting, 23 times 20, and 175 plus 14 times 20. All right, that gives us a total of $460 for Elegance Home Painting. And then we need to add 175 to that. All right, so which one's cheaper? Crystal Clean Painting by about $5. So that means that this statement is true. All right, so that means we have three true statements here. The second choice, fourth choice, and fifth choice. All righty, let's go ahead and move on to question number 2. During harvesting season at Florida Blue Farms, hand pickers collect about 200 pounds of blueberries per day with a 95% pack-out rate. The blueberry harvester machine collects about 22,000 pounds of blueberries per day with a 90% pack-out rate. The pack-out rate is the percentage of collected blueberries that can be packaged to be sold based on Florida Blue Farms quality standards. Let H represent the number of days the hand pickers work and M represent the number of days the harvester machine is used. Which of the following algebraic expressions can be used to estimate the amount of collected blueberries that are packed at the Florida Blue Farms for fresh consumption this season? Okay, let's work this out, right? So what I would like to do is write the expression first and then match the expression with the correct answer choice, right? So we know that hand pickers pick 200 pounds per day. We already have a variable here, h, that represents the number of days hand pickers work. Now we need to multiply the pounds per day times the number of days the hand pickers work. So that gives us the total amount of pounds picked in a season. Now we need to take 95% of that. So what will we do? Well, we'll divide 95 by 100 to get 95% in decimal form. And then once we have that, we can multiply it by our expression that represents the total amount of blueberries picked that season. That's just for hand pickers though, right? We need to add the amount that the harvester machine collects when it's used. So we have 22,000 pounds per day, and we know M represents the number of days the harvester machine works in a season. Now we need to do the same thing, divide 90 by 100, get it in decimal form, and then multiply that decimal by the total amount picked by the harvester machine for that season to get the packed amount, right? And then we combine these two so that we can get the total amount packed for the entire season based on hand picker's performance and the harvester machine's performance. So which expression matches ours, and the answer choice is here. Looks like answer choice B. All right, so B is our correct answer here. All right, hopefully that wasn't too bad. That was tons of fun. Remember to keep studying hard, go be great, and turn up.